Hey Unraiders, and welcome to another video. Now, do you ever get that feeling that your life feels like you're watching a YouTube video on ×2 speed? Time just this year seems to be flying by, but I do love this time of the month because it's time for our App of the Month from Community Applications. And so just what is App of the Month this month? It's an excellent plugin called Custom SMB Shares. And I tell you, when you see this plugin, you're going to wonder how you ever lived without it. It's so useful. But as well as that, you're also going to be able to see a sneak peek of the new community applications. Now, Andrew Zawadsky, our own squid, has been working hard on this. And you can see here, it looks a little bit different. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to search for our app here, which is Custom SMB Shares. I'm going to click on Details and install the plugin. Okay. So let's go back across here to the Shares tab now. And wow, I really do need to tidy this up sometime. But let's create a new share. We're all used to doing this. I'm going to call this share Documents. I'm going to click Add Share. And normally to share this, we'd just come down here. We'd click on to Export. We'd choose whether it's public or private. If we'd chosen private, we would select which users have read-write access. And then we can access the share from our computer. Here's the share here, Documents. And we could use this, put files and folders in here. For example, let's make one here and let's call it Accounts. Maybe another one and let's call it Office. And another one, I don't know, let's call it Scans. So that's all very well and good. But as we can see here, we've got Accounts, Office and Scans here. Now, if you're a small business, you probably wouldn't want everyone to be able to access your accounts folder. And maybe you want everyone to be able to access Scans and only a few people to access Office. So how things normally are in Unraid is everything in a folder or share, once you've exported it, all of the directories and subdirectories inside of there are accessible by the user that you actually gave permission to in the main share. So at the moment, the accounts folder inside of Documents, that can be accessed by everyone who's got access to this document share here. So if we wanted to exclude it, we'd have to make an account share a top level share in Unraid and share that only to people who need to have access to accounts. But obviously, this can be a bit of a nuisance because sometimes it's nice to have things grouped into one folder and have the subfolders be able to be shared to individual users granularly. And so the great thing about this plugin is one of its many features is we can actually select these subfolders and share them individually. So at the moment, my user, Ed, can access everything in Documents. That's what I want. But say I wanted someone to access just the Office folder but not Accounts. What we can do now, you'll notice here at the top, there's a new tab called SMB Shares. If I go here, I can click here to add share. And here, I'm going to click onto Browse and I'm going to go into Documents here and I'm going to click onto Office. Now you'll notice here the share name, by default, it just defaults to the folder name, but I could call this something totally different. And we'll come back to that later, as that's a really useful feature. But for now, let's keep it simple. And under SMB Security, I'm going to export this not as public, but as private. And I want Vanessa to be able to access this. So I'm going to set this here to read-write. Now, if there are other users as well, I wanted to be able to access this, I could add them alongside it and then just click on to add share. Now here we can see the share name here, Office, and its location. We can see the security is set to private, and there's a toggle button here which we can even turn it on and off with. So now if I go to my Mac and I go to Finder, you'll notice here we've got a share called Office. So I'm going to click onto that, and here we are straight into the Office share. And obviously we can create folders here and work on it as normal. Now let's close this a moment. And now if we go here to Office and we click onto Edit, let's actually change the share name here. So now I'm actually going to rename this share here from Office, and I'm going to put it in simplified Chinese to be Office in Chinese. So now if I scroll down and I click Apply, now with that done, I'm going to reload Samba here. And now going back to our file browser, here we can see the share using the Chinese characters. And if I go into it, we can see the folder here we made earlier. Now, if you have any issues after renaming a share, you may have to, especially in Mac, actually unmount that share and then remount it for the changes to take effect, or if you have any strange permissions issues with the actual folder. And I think now's a good time to mention is sometimes you can have a permission issue with a subfolder share due to the permissions of things that are higher up. For example, if you have a permission error trying to go into a subfolder or even creating a new folder, there is a fix for this. What we need to do is we need to go back to the plugin here and click onto Edit. And now if we toggle across here from Basic View to Advanced View, when we scroll down now, we've got more options. And we'll come back and look at some of these other advanced options later as well. But to fix this particular issue, we just go onto Force User here, and we want to set that to Nobody and click on to Apply. So now I'm going to reload Samba again, go back to Finder, and we can see both of these are now accessible. Now, one interesting thing is if we look at the share name here, the great thing about being able to have a different share name to what the actual folder name is because ZFS doesn't like any strange characters at all. And so if I were to try and create a regular share in Unraid, the share name is the folder name, and if it was a ZFS dataset, it would be the dataset name. So if I were to put this in here, you can see here we're not allowed to use these special characters. And so also for our German friends out there, you also can't use umlauts in share names, but using the plugin, we can use umlauts absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to click on clone here. I'm going to clone this share, and this will allow us to see a different feature here. So it's cloned everything exactly the same here, same users. It's forcing the user Nobody, the same as before. But I'm going to put in here the German word for office, and I'm going to add the share. So now we've actually got two shares pointing to the same place. So let's have a look back in Finder on Mac. And so here we've got our new share here. And obviously we can see here it's got the same subdirectories inside. So it's pointing to exactly the same place as our Chinese share here. Now you may be wondering what's the point in having two different share names pointing to the same place. Well, imagine you have a multilingual office. That could be one good reason to have that. But also you might want to use the clone button. Say you've got a share set up, like I'm going to clone this one now. But imagine we've got lots more different users all set up with all various permissions. We can clone it, but we can actually browse to somewhere else and set up a different share name, but all of the permissions underneath are exactly the same. So this can save a whole bunch of time when setting up new shares. Okay, so far we just spoke about really using this for small business, for a documents, an office share, etc. But we might want to use it for other things that are a little bit more fun maybe. So if you were to have, say, a downloads folder, and inside of there, say, a Usenet folder, and then there a completed. Here the share name, I'm going to call this completed Usenet. And again, security, I'm going to make private and just for me. Okay, so that's quite a long share name. It has split across two lines. But if I go back to Finder, there we've got completed Usenet, and we can see the contents, the subdirectories, movies, and series inside of there. Okay, so let's just have a look at some of the other features. So if we take the top one here and we go to Edit, let's look at the advanced features here. And if we scroll down here looking at advanced settings, we can see we've got case sensitive file names set to auto. By default, hide .files is set to yes. But if we have a macOS share, we can actually enable enhanced macOS support. And also any of these here, if you hover over, there's tooltips on all of these different features. Now scrolling down to permission settings, file permissions can be changed here, as well as directory permissions. Now we've already seen this here, the force user, but also an interesting thing here is we've got allowed hosts here. So we could actually restrict this to certain subnets or IP addresses, or we could actually do the same in reverse by denying various subnets and IP addresses as well. So I really think this is a really awesome plugin, super useful. I think it's especially useful for our overseas friends who want to use special characters. Now, one thing I want to test just before we actually wrap up this video, I wonder if we can actually use emojis. Now, I've not tried this at all before. I'm going to be trying this for the very first time in this video to see exactly what happens. Right, so let's add a new share and let's find something here. I'm going to go in the ISO share here and I'm going to click onto Unraid. And here are some old Unraid versions I've got in my ISO share. So let's try having the share name my share with a heart emoji. I'm just going to leave this as public and let's click on to add share. Right, so we've got the share there, the emoji is here, but does it get shown on the network? Well, let's go to Finder. Yep, there we are. Wow, it's actually working. I'm pretty surprised. I didn't actually think that would work, to be honest. And so there we've got the old Unraid OS versions. Okay, let's clone this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a floppy disk emoji, a file, and a filing cabinet. Let's see if that actually works. Well, it's been accepted here. Let's see if it's picked up on the network with Finder. So wow, that's working. A full emoji share name, no normal characters in there at all. That's pretty cool, I think. So guys, I think you'll agree with me, a pretty awesome plugin there. And I just want to give a really big thank you to the author. Thanks for your hard work making this. You're just one of the examples of why we've got such a good community out there. And also, I want to thank all of you guys for watching the video. Thanks very much for your time. Now, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel and the algorithm by doing that. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Plenty more good videos coming. But anyway, until the next time, I hope your parity checks are good, and I'll catch you in the next video.